Hello and welcome to Rhythm of Yoga. My name is Hannah and I'll be guiding you through this lower body release practice today. To get started, we're going to start out in our child's pose. So bringing the knees out to the edges of the mat and the big toes to touch behind you. You can start out by setting back on your heels and then sliding your fingertips forward, allowing the forehead to come down to the earth. And we'll take about 5 breaths here, just letting that nice release happen in the hips. So go ahead and relax down and find that Ujjayi breath, taking deep breaths in and out through the nose with a slight constriction at the back of your throat. Awesome. As you inhale next, let's rise up onto our hands and knees and into our tabletop position, taking your hands underneath the shoulders and the fingers spreading nice and wide. Knees directly underneath the hips, and a slight strength in the abdominal core here. So just kind of pulling that belly up. Doesn't have to be incredibly intense, but just having that control here. And then from here, let's go ahead and just begin to move the hips in a circular motion. Just feeling that nice massage as we get the creaks out of those hip sockets. A little cracking and popping going on. And continuing with that Ujjayi breath. We're breathing in and out through the nose. Again, bringing that warmth in through the body. So when we exhale from the mouth, we're releasing heat. So if we keep the mouth closed, then we're holding that heat and letting that heat build in all those joints and all the muscles. Take 2 more big breaths. And make your way back to that neutral spine here. So here, with the fingers in that same position, open hands, middle fingers forward, let's tuck the toes under and gently send the hips up high as you make your way into your down dog position, allowing the heels to begin to melt down toward the earth. And then we'll bring the gaze directly up to the belly button. Take deep breaths here. Every exhale allows that nice release and melting of the heels down toward the earth. If you feel like you need to move here, you can lift one heel at a time, pressing one heel closer toward the earth, pedaling out your heels, giving you that nice little massage and release in the feet as well. From the feet, through the Achilles heel, up into the calves, the hamstrings, up through the glutes, and down the length and the back side of your body, all the way down to your fingertips. Let's lift up to the very tips of the toes, and again, press into the palms, gaze to the belly, and melt the heels down a little bit further toward the earth. Lift the toes just a bit if you can. And then from here, slowly walk the hands to the very back of your mat and come into a nice deep forward fold. Feeling that stretch all through the back sides of your legs and even at the bottom of the feet through that fascial tissue underneath the body here. You could grab to the elbows here and gently begin to sway from side to side. One last breath. As you exhale, slowly release the palms back down to the earth. And we'll walk the hands all the way out and into our plank position. From that plank position, let's go ahead and pull the left knee in toward the chest as we step that left foot between the palms and then lower the right knee down to the earth. If this is intense for your right knee, you can always grab a towel or a blanket and place something a little more cushiony underneath your knee. And from here, we'll go ahead and take the hands up onto that left knee as you feel the hips melt down toward the earth and the heart open up. Feel that stretch through the hip flexor and down through the right quad here. Let's take just 2 more breaths. Last one. And as you exhale, slowly release the hands back down to the earth. From here, we're going to straighten out our front leg by extending the left or the hip back over the top of the right knee. So the left leg is straight and now the right knee is bent. The toes on the left foot will lift up off of the earth. You can slide your heel forward a little so that you can flex the left foot and pull the toes back toward the body. Taking hands down to the earth, feel an extension through the spine. So from the hips all the way through the crown as we begin to lower over the top of the leg. Now you can always begin to just lower down here, but when we take that length out of our body, then we're losing some of the stretch in the hamstring. And so if we keep that nice long spine, it's just much more effective here. And that's left foot again stays flexed out here. So let's take 2 more big breaths. Lower a little further with that exhale. That inhale takes us a little further in length with that upper body. And exhale. Beautiful. Release the left foot back down to the earth. Lift up onto off of the right knee and onto the right toes. As you plant your palms down, send the left foot back and we'll go ahead and simply switch sides. So use the abdominal strength here to pull the right knee up toward the chest and place the right foot between the palms. Might as well get a little bit of core control. Release that left knee back down. And again, option to place your left knee down on a towel or blanket. Any kind of cushion that helps. Already feeling that stretch in the hip flexor, let's rise with hands up onto the right knee. Feel the body kind of shift forward and down as we get that nice long stretch. Beautiful. Beautiful Ujjayi breath flowing through the body. 1 more. As you exhale, release the hands back down to the earth. Slide the hips back. So the right leg now is straight and we're over the top of that left knee with the hips. Flexing out that right foot, pull the toes back, extend and lengthen out through the spine as you begin to lower over the top of the right leg. Feel the extension of the spine, the reach of the heart toward the toes, lengthening out through the crown, and that nice long stretch through the back side of the right leg here. Using that purposeful breath, inhales lengthening us out, exhales lowering us deeper. Last big breath. Beautiful. Release that right foot back down to the earth as you lift the left knee back up. From here, step the right foot back and lower the knees down to the floor. Tucking the toes under here so that the toes are pulling in a little bit closer toward the knees. Slowly begin to walk your hands back. Now you might already feel a deep stretch at the bottoms of your feet if your feet are extremely tight. And when you feel that, just stick with that. Breathe there. But if you can, continue to walk your hands all the way up. Maybe allowing weight from the hips to come down over the tops of our heels here. You can keep your hands on your thighs, keeping yourself slightly lifted. Or if you really like to get deep into this pose, feel yourself way down over those feet. So you can kind of shrug the shoulders forward and round out through the spine and notice that weight just coming down over the tops of the feet, stretching from the bottoms of the toes all through that nice, strong line of fascia at the bottoms of your feet here. And we'll take 3 more big breaths. Beautiful. Release the hands back down to the earth here. Untuck the toes and roll the feet out. Roll the ankles, point and flex the toes. Feel that nice little crack and pop. Releasing any tension. 1 more big breath and release. And let's point the toes now. So the toes are pointed behind and we'll lower down to the tops of the feet. So again, option to stop where you need to. If it feels like a great stretch for the tops of your feet and the ankles at the front of this body, then you can stay here. If you'd like more, continue to walk your hands back. The knees will start to lift up off of the earth, and you can continue to walk back and rock those knees up, feeling that nice stretch through the front side of the ankles and even up into the shins, all the way down through the front side of your feet down to the toes. Beautiful. Smile, take 2 more big breaths. It's kind of that good hurt. Feels pretty intense sometimes, but you can also tell that it's good for you. So we're breathing into that goodness. And as you exhale, go ahead and release the knees back down to the earth. Take your hands down to the earth. From here, we'll tuck the left toes under and slide the left toes back as you just press back into that left heel. Feel that stretch into the calf. You can even press into your palms to press back into your heel. And even that right knee might lift up off of the floor. Exhale, release. Take your left knee back down to the floor. Tuck the right toes, slide the right toes back. Press slightly into the palms as the heel presses back. And maybe that left knee lifts slightly up off of the earth. Beautiful. Take 1 more big breath. And as you exhale, release it down. From here, let's cross the legs behind us as we set back onto the hips and slide those feet forward. So from here, lengthening out through the bottoms of the legs as we flex the feet and pull the toes toward the body. Reach toward the toes. And from here, lengthening out through the spine, reaching out through the heart and through the crown of the head, forward as we stretch and lengthen through the backs of the legs. Feel the release, close the eyes, and take notice of where that stretch moves through the bottoms of the feet again here, the backs of the legs, all the way through the back side of the body. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last big breath, lengthen out and melt down. As you inhale, slowly rise up and into your seated position. We'll bring the soles of the feet together here. 1 more little stretch before we finish up our practice today. So the soles of the feet are together, and we're going to start this first variation with the heels in nice and close. I like to look down at my feet and then open my feet out like a little book. Wrap the peace fingers around the big toes. And then from here, slide the elbows back to the ribs and feel the heart pull through. Nice length in the spine. So noticing the integrity of our spine here, let's begin to fold forward. So keeping that long line, try not to take away any of that length as we hinge at the hips. Eventually, if the elbows begin to come and touch those thighs, you can even press down to feel the hips open a little bit further using the leverage of our bodies. Lengthening from the hips through the crown, feeling yourself rooted into the earth. Let's take 2 more big breaths. One last breath here, lower a little further. Nice release in the hips. As you inhale, slowly rise back up to center. From here, same stretch, just a different variation. We're gonna slide those heels away. So now we have a nice big diamond shape in the legs. And this time, we're allowed to round over. So bringing the forehead down toward the feet. And they might not come all the way down to the feet. If not, you could take your hands, elbows can come on your feet or on the floor. Or if you have a pillow, to step over the top of your feet. However much height you need here, or depth, just working into that space. And we'll take 2 more breaths, lowering down. As you inhale, slowly rise back up and into our center. And we'll come into Shavasana from here. So centering in on our mat. Today I am going to use one of my lovely pillows. Bring it underneath my knees. So you can use any pillow that you have at home. Or even a rolled up blanket if you like that. Just giving me that nice relaxation in the legs. And slowly I'll lower all the way down. Slide the shoulder blades together underneath the back and relax the hands, palms shining up toward the earth. Closing the eyes softly and slowing the breath. Feeling the goodness of the life, energy, and force moving in and out each time you breathe in, every time you breathe out. If you would like to remain in Shavasana, please feel free to pause the video and stay against the earth in stillness as long as you would like. But if you are ready to begin to awaken from your Shavasana, let's just begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes and bring a soft smile onto the lips, filling the heart with warmth and joy. Inhale, let's stretch the fingertips up and overhead. Lengthen from the toes all the way up to the fingers. Roll the ankles. Curl the toes. And as you exhale, let's come on to whichever side of your body feels most comfortable for you. In your nice, tight little curled up ball, fetal position. And letting this be your transition back toward your day or your evening as you set an intention for life, for the way that we live, for the thoughts that we bring to this day and the actions that we take, allowing ourselves to be filled with goodness and stay strong in our positivity. With a smile on your face and the eyes remaining closed, as soon as you're ready, let's rise back up and into our comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands to heart center and holding that sweet smile on your face and in your heart. I would like to thank you all so very much for being here and sharing and inspiring this practice today. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day, and always look forward to seeing you again and hearing from you, reading your comments, and being with you. I hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.